Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know. Deuce and Mo.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey, do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey, do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the theme song. Do it for Deuce and Mo.
We are live! And I know we have to clean up our shot for a second, but be patient with us. Morgan just getting back from San Francisco, where she hosted pre and half tonight after what was a Kings victory. How we doing on a Saturday night?
What up, Deuce?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Morgan.
Are you okay?
I'm rooting for you.
Are you gonna die?
No. Let's go, gang!
So good to be with you guys tonight after a roller coaster ride. I said it on the TV broadcast post-game tonight, Morgan. I think I chewed off my nails. I threw up twice, but the Kings got the dub, and dub feels a lot better than a loss to Orlando. Duh.
Stating the obvious. Thank you.
Changing up the shot. All right. Thanks so much for people
God.
hanging out and waiting for us. Usually we just go live right after Morgan's on that. Morgan didn't want to be on the phone today. We're like, let's be in studio. It's a Saturday night, and I'm glad we did. I'm glad we did.
The fact that we said that, we stated that before the win or, whatever, knowing what was going to happen with that game. And I'm so glad we waited so we can celebrate this Saturday night together.
And talk about the lows tonight, because there were some lows, Morgan.
Yep. No, it's crazy because, if that shot wasn't hit, there's only mostly lows to talk about. So,
well, maybe they could have won in double overtime.
oh my God, so annoying. I'm so glad that didn't happen.
Biggest thing you could do before we get started here tonight is hit the thumbs up button. All it does is help us grow. This is not like, hey, I just need likes so I can, feel good about myself. Me and Morgan really like it. No, because just as how things work, like if you hit the thumbs up, you hit the subscription button, our community continues to explode as our chase to 10,000 subs is on. And oh, does it feel so much sweeter after a Kings win? So sweet. Because for the first time this year, Morgan, I'm enjoying an ice cold beer. Going with a little track 7 beeline tonight. Morgan sipping a little red wine.
Gluten-free, just didn't feel like bloating, Beer doesn't do that to everyone. Really, really messes
How about
with
you
me.
enjoy an ice cold beer?
Give me a hell yeah.
Oh my God, victory tastes so much better.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, we have a lot to go over tonight, and I can't wait. I'm going to have to go back and watch some of this later. It felt like a whirlwind tonight, especially late.
Yeah.
Like, how many times in the first half we were thinking bad things.
Oh, very bad things. Like at halftime, whatever that score was, 67, 40 something. And it was just like, okay, this is not what we needed to happen against the Orlando Magic. And it's still the fact that it had to come down to the game winner.
Yeah, at the end, for sure. I like the fact that they battled back. Should I connect for Twitter Spaces, or are we doing that
Why
tonight?
not?
Okay, my phone's on the cusp. I'm going to have to leave it on the charger for a bit before we take calls.
Okay.
So let me get set up with Twitter Spaces.
Okay, you get set up with Twitter Spaces. I'm going to read some of the comments.
Can you tell people to give us a thumbs up? Ask them, Morgan, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Ask them why we're not over 150.
Hey guys,
Say Deuce wants to know.
Deuce would like to know
Yeah.
why we're not over 150 thumbs up. We'd appreciate it. Also, it's just all about the algorithms and helps the channel grow, which has been so dope to see this channel grow. Thank you guys so much for making everything possible. We see growth in it every single week, so almost daily. It's too kind. So thank you.
All right, I just put out the link, so you retweet. You can.
Yeah, I got you. I was gonna let's see. Oh, ESPN needs to show Fox more.
Oh, do not get me started. I have so many things to show you tonight on Night Chat. We're going to get We're going to hear G-Man's call. We're going to hear some post-game
Ooh.
stuff, including G-Man's conversation with Domas Sabonis, who hit some big free throws late. We're also going to, my buddy Davion over at the Kings sent me some incredible video he captured of the game-winning shot
Hell
and
yes.
Fox talking after, plus the locker room celebration. In addition to that, NBA.com slapped us all in the face tonight.
It's a slap.
Oh God, I feel good though.
Hey, be good, man.
You know what time it is.
Yeah, it's time to start the show. Deuce and Mo coming down. 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Hey, welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast. Recording this on a Saturday night after a roller coaster ride and a half. And not like the roller coaster that just has one big drop off. This was going upside down.
Oh.
Upset stomach, scared. But at the end, you get to it and you feel so good. Kings win in overtime. De'Aaron Fox's game winner at the horn, 37 points. Kings beat the Magic 126 to 123. I'm Juice Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. How you doing, Mo?
I'm just great. I needed this W tonight. I needed this W before the game. And then when it was during the game, I was like, I need this. I still need this. I had hope. And I was like, I need this. And we got it. We got it. So I'm feeling good on this Saturday.
Well, how do you feel about reliving the roller coaster ride that you just went on?
You know, it's like one of those rides where it's like, all right.
I did not mean to play that.
I only needed it once, but is the roller coaster ride just the good part of the roller coaster? Because I'm down for that.
Oh, we're going over the highs and lows, but we're going to start with how it ended. Here's how Gary Gerald, the Kings' longtime radio voice, called it on the Kings Audio Network.
Ready now for the second one. Wastes absolutely no time, and he hits them both. It's 123-121, 11.7 to go. Inbounds to Monk. He's squeezed in the corner, and the Kings turn it over. Two-hand flush thrown down by Chuma Okeke, and a ball that skipped off their hands on the inbounds. Fox comes up the floor, 2 seconds. Here's a 35-footer for the win. He's got the bucket in an unbelievable finish in overtime. De'Aaron Fox from well over 30 feet straight away after the Kings had turned it over on a two-man squeeze in the corner. Okeke took the ball to the rim for the flush to tie the score. And then De'Aaron Fox, no timeouts available, and Fox in his return to action hits a game-winning, buzzer-beating three. Your final score, 126-123. Oh my goodness, what drama for both of these clubs in the final seconds of overtime.
Morgan, it was an unbelievable moment just to think about how we even got to that point late, because the Kings went up 119-113 after a Malik Monk three, and I'm like, all right, whew, that was a little close. It was cool. The Magic kept scoring fast. Then you had the
Far
weird
too
call where Suggs ends up getting fouled. I thought it was questionable.
It was questionable, but I understood why it was a foul. I mean, they deem that a foul most times in the NBA, but I agree. It's like, well, he's initiating the full-blown running into him contact, but go on.
It was pretty wild.
Yeah.
You know, then it's 123-119 with 14 seconds left. We mentioned the Suggs foul. He makes both free throws. It's 123-121. You're like, I just inbound it. It's a foul game. It's okay. Then the worst possible scenario happens. Jeez. We've seen it before in the NBA.
Yeah.
Guy gets the ball. The trap comes. And more times than not, these players are thinking, oh, it's going to be automatic foul. I think even the defenders think it's going to be a foul.
Yeah.
No foul was called. Malik Monk throws it away. The dunk. We have a tie game with 2.5 left. I think the most shocking part of the sequence was what happened next, and that was De'Aaron Fox getting the ball and no one stopping ball. It felt like he was so calm, relaxed, like he had done it before. He just came right across midcourt, launches, and buried the shot to win it. It was truly an unbelievable game.
Yeah. You're exactly right with the way that they finished that off in overtime. so many bad things were going on. You're just saying, what the hell? Why isn't this defense even stepping up, putting up any pressure, allowing Franz Wagner to get any little layup like he was playing against elementary school kids at times?
Yeah, he's good, dude.
And for De'Aaron to just shut everyone up with the shot that he took. But it was just like you said, the confidence in the way that he brought that ball up and was like, well, I'm shooting this shot. And I think in a lot of people's minds, everyone thought it was going to end up being a floater. Like he was going to go full speed downhill, end up being a floater, and instead confidently took that shot for a deep three.
I'm going to edit this out for the audio people later, but I do want to share something that Devon Davis over at the Kings captured tonight. This was his angle of the Fox shot, his team's angle of the Fox shot, and then what happened afterward when Fox was celebrating in the locker room.
They're high. You try to win as many games on a road trip as you can, and we got out of here with one.
Good stuff there as De'Aaron Fox clutch. I think what's so amazing about what Fox did tonight was the fact that he had a bone bruise in that Charlotte game.
Yeah.
Played 9 minutes. He tried to give it a go again. He was clearly uncomfortable. You hear bone bruise, there's definitely a variation. It could be really bad.
Different tiers. Yep.
He came back fast. He missed 1 game. He comes in tonight, and he was special. He was attacking. He was getting to the line. And De'Aaron Fox tonight was 7 of 7 from the free throw line.
Yes.
And where he deserves major love, Morgan, he has made his last 21 free throws. Remember that Clippers game where he missed some? He hasn't missed any since then. And on the season, De'Aaron Fox has missed 4 free throws. He is 28 for 32 from the free throw line. That's 87.5%.
What a turnaround. What a recovery. Just incredible to see that type of in-season adjustment on the free throws that soon, right? Like sometimes you see guys go through funks, can't get out of the funk for months. Sometimes it's just like game by game. It's inconsistent. For him to be so clutch at the free throw line when we, as media, fans, people who just enjoy Kings basketball, have been begging for that free throw to just go in. It's a free shot. And he's making it happen. He's not getting enough credit for that. That is stepping up big time. You are seeing him step up big time in so many different little ways.
And for him to finish with 37 points after missing a game is pretty impressive.
Yes.
28 for 32 from the free throw line. I did the math. It's 87.5%. Someone in the chat saying it's 84. You might not have updated stats. It's okay, Matthew.
Damn, you just pulled out a calculator and everything.
I just want to double check. I like to be accurate. The reality is, if you think you're right, it's 84, 87. This is a guy that's been in the 70s. He took a little jump last year, and for him to be off to this nice of a start, he's shooting the basketball well. He's playing the best basketball of his career. He's playing how I thought he could have been the last couple of years, and he is finally in a spot where he is better than he's ever been, more mature than ever, and he played a big-time game tonight. I thought a couple of things.
What?
We're going to go over the lows for sure.
Yeah.
But when you
Not
need
yet.
a win, you need your guys to step up. This is the first game I felt like Fox and Sabonis played great on the same night. The one thing with Sabonis that you did not like were the missed free throws again, where it's just been a roller coaster ride for him.
Sure.
He ends up hitting 2 monster free throws, which that scared the shit out of me too.
When
because
the ball inbounded to Sabonis, and I was like, you couldn't get it into anyone else.
Why is he the guy? He should be the guy inbounding the ball. He hasn't missed. He's missing free throws. He was like 1 for 7 at one point. He was a mess at the free throw line. They inbounded him. They foul him. I'm like, oh, you kidding me? This is what we're gonna do. He goes to the line, makes the first one. That first one was scary. Then the second one dropped, and that was big-time stuff from Sabonis, who ends up tonight with a big game. He had 25 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists on 10 of 14 shooting. He played aggressive. He attacked Bull. He wasn't scared of the long wingspan, the 7'2" Bull. He went after him, and it was good stuff from him.
Going back to what you said about De'Aaron Fox, because I don't want to just go off of
You know what I get on these nights, Morgan? I get a little amped up.
Yeah.
I get a little fired up.
You go, and then I'm like, whoa, let me interject, man. Oh, there he is, flexing for some reason. I got pizza on my shirt. So De'Aaron Fox, you said it not only about the free throws, but the way that this is how we thought De'Aaron Fox could play for so many years.
Yeah.
And I talked about that a little bit tonight on the postgame show. Just like 6th year in the NBA, all these players develop differently, develop at their own pace. And it really sucks, though, when you're part of a losing organization for a very long time and a lot more is expected from you. And at times, you don't even get to develop the right way. And I feel like for the first time, not only is De'Aaron stepping up because he's finding it from within, but he's also being taught and managed and empowered the right way. You think De'Aaron Fox is taking that 3-pointer last year like that for a game winner? No, that's a floater. That's a floater for him. And that's a floater from, the top of the key or wherever. That's not that shot. And his confidence in his ability to shoot that ball from there, you felt it. And he felt the trust in the empowerment from his teammates, from his coaches. And I'm telling you, that goes, so many people just think like, it's him. Everyone sucks. This player sucks. This player sucks. When you don't have the right people supporting you and teaching you how to play basketball the right way too, you're never going to learn how to play it and do things the right way. He's got all of that right now, and he's capitalizing on it.
He had 9 points in overtime. 15
Jeez.
combined in the fourth quarter and overtime. De'Aaron Fox took over this game, and it was beautiful to see. It's everything that you thought he could be in the league, and he did a great job. And, oh, by the way, this is not an Orlando team that has no size around the basket. He did it in a variety of ways. He had a tough shot over Bull. We will give the Magic their flowers too.
We'll get there when we need to get there. Right now, it's just fun in the beginning of this season when basketball is played so shitty by the Kings. But no, truly. And then they can turn it around and face adversity and go, no, we're not going to just fold. We're going to find a way out of this one. And that's exactly what they did. And you talk about a guy in Sabonis too, just really quick, his consistency over the last 2 games, being that bigger presence.
Yeah.
The way that he's like, oh, hey, I'm a big ass dude and I'm going to body guys up and actually utilize my size and go through some of these skinny, smaller framed guys on this Orlando squad. He did that tonight. Just another fantastic job from him on that and the way that he was playing in that 2-man game.
And he said, I thought he was the one guy that was bringing it offensively, really in that first, going back to the first half. He had 15 points in the first half, 7 of 10 shooting. But what I felt like tonight, the way things started for Sacramento, I mean, what a train wreck the game was. It's the first play of the game was a second chance score for Bull. Or for first Orlando possession, second chance score. Then they had the play where this one, I almost lost my mind. This is where I was like, this game's over. I'm walking out. That's how early I felt this. When Bull went coast to coast, that can't happen.
No.
And those are the bad things of this game was that first half was atrocious. And it got really bad once the bench came in. It felt like when Brown went to the bench unit and you didn't have Fox or Sabonis on the floor, it fell apart. Those guys deserve credit for how they bounced back in the second half for sure. But the bench unit was not good. They did not respond well. Orlando got off to a 20-8 start. After one, it was 33-25. I was so disappointed by the defense early. I thought there's too many communication breakdowns. I thought Harrison Barnes was really bad in that first half. He was taking bad shots. There's bad defensive moments. It was a really disappointing first half for Sacramento.
Yeah, and I really look at that defensive effort like you're saying. It was the breakdowns were embarrassing, right? It was atrocious defense, and I didn't understand it because they were playing a squad that has talent, absolutely, but still younger and has a long way to go, has a lot of different things to learn. We've seen how crafty and creative Franz Wagner can be. But you studied that before the game. You watched film on that.
That
You
guy's
know
good,
what he
man.
could do. So why wasn't your plan different? Why wasn't it even partially executed even once during that game on Franz Wagner? There was too many of those disappointing moments for me and in the defensive breakdowns. Someone like Bol, like he's shooting, he's 7-2 and then shooting up here. It's like, yeah, there's no way you're going to block that shot. And then he just played brilliant tonight, making almost every shot he was taking. But there's too many guys that were able to create on this Orlando squad, got in the paint, and it was just embarrassing.
Talk about getting in the paint. Orlando finished with 78 points in the paint, a plus 18 advantage in the game. Bol finished with 23 points, 7 rebounds on 10 of 11.
Dude, he was balling.
That was pretty special stuff. The Kings' response in the third quarter, though, and this is what I was waiting for. I'm like, okay, you're down 65-47 at the half. You've looked atrocious. Orlando shot 60% in the first half, but they weren't really making threes. They were killing you on the glass 27-14. I'm like, this is today's NBA. An 18-point lead is not what it used to be like 7 to 10 years ago. You can get back in the game. And I thought Sacramento came out of the gates and they were engaged defensively, but most importantly, they were running their offense. I felt like in the first half, there was too much one-on-one play. There was too much one shot and out. And we have seen early on, I know it's still, 8 games into the Kings season, but when the Kings are playing their best offensively, constant ball movement. In the third quarter, you saw that, but you also saw really good defensive engagement.
Yeah, there was much more lockdown defense, especially along the perimeter. And that's where it needed to start again, because there's so many times that we talk about not having a rim protector or bigs and who else is going to do something. Even when you're a smaller guard out there, when you look at the rebounding numbers, you put a body on someone and push them out with your booty, you're going to create that space. Like, there's simple ways to use your body to make sure that you can create more space to get the rebound. And those little things were not being done. It's like it wasn't at the top of mind to be like, oh yeah, because this team is so long, I have to do this extra thing. And oh, these guys, even on the outside along the perimeter, at times there was guys giving them just these simple angles. Like here,
straight line drives.
it was just
Wagner
terrible.
had that a lot tonight.
Yes, jersey to jersey, square up to them. It wasn't happening.
Wagner had 31. I felt like he had 65. It just seemed like everything was so easy for him. He was 13 of 22. He also had 6 assists in the game, 3 steals as well. He was awesome. We'll get to Banchero in just a second. But, yeah, the third quarter I thought was the Kings' best. And the box score matched up with it. They outscored Orlando 36-12 in the quarter behind De'Aaron Fox, who had 13 points in the third. Orlando in the quarter was 5 of 17. They had 9 turnovers that turned into 15 Kings points.
How many times were you a little worried, especially talking about the offense and where it was going, especially in that first half, when Chimezie Metu was being brought in that third quarter and being part of that unit that helped bring that energy to get them back in it? I was a little worried. I was like, okay, we've seen Monk play hero ball. We've seen Metu play a little bit of hero ball. They don't get those paint touches, but they really stayed true, stayed dedicated to what Mike Brown wanted to see happen. And you saw them perform defensively and then do some things in transition, him and TD with that alley-oop at the end of the third. It was great.
Yeah, based on the fact how the first go around with the bench unit went, in the first half, I was really worried because I felt like Sabonis was clicking. Fox got it going. I'm like, okay, I know the Stars are going to be all right. They're going to be fine with those two guys. But what's going to happen when Fox and Sabonis go to the bench? And the second unit to start the season, who can you count on every single night? There's not an answer. I mean, I think Malik Monk is trending in a much better direction, but Davion has had one good offensive game. Richaun Holmes has had maybe one good game this season. He has not figured out his role. He ends up only playing 5 minutes in this game. And Brown decides, you know what? I'm not getting what I need from him. I'm going with Metu. And Metu came in and he played well. I mean, it's the box score. You look at it, go, 6 points or whatever he had in the game. Let's see. Yeah. Metu had 6 points in 10 minutes. He also had 3 rebounds. He had a really nice dime that you just mentioned. I thought he was really good for them. It was the best Chimezie Metu we saw. And I think when you look at the box score, let's see, let me double check here. He did not take a three.
Okay.
When Chimezie Metu just plays in control.
Disciplined. Yes.
That's going to help them a lot. And I thought that was his best performance of the year. And Trey Lyles has been a really steady force. Happy birthday to him, by the way.
Yeah, happy 27th, I believe.
15 points for him. I felt like he had some big shots.
He did. I think that other one came at the end of the third as well. And it's nice to see when he steps up as well. And when these guys start understanding their roles a little bit more and understanding what is needed from them, I think that they can grow on top of that more and more. But right now, you have guys like Lyles, and then you see Metu playing discipline tonight. It's tough when you're not seeing your guys like Davion Mitchell and Richaun Holmes step up in different ways, because I get it. It's hard. You're being asked to play in a different role with less minutes, and hey, be efficient with these minutes given. We've seen the stats of what Davion Mitchell has done when he's playing 30 plus minutes. You're not getting that. So how else can you contribute and be that big force, be that factor? And I really think it's mentality too for those two.
Yeah. And it's going to be interesting to see what he does with the rotation, because he's clearly still searching. You know, I think he's at the point right now, especially tonight. Brown was like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to, this isn't the time to like, hey, let's give this guy a little longer of a leash. Hey, Keegan.
Harrison
Keegan, whatever. Like, no, Lyles is playing well right now. We're going to put him in. Metu, he's playing well. We're going to keep him in because we're trying to get the win tonight. And if guys are playing well, we need a win. And I think that's what they were really hunting for tonight. I mean, you look at the fourth quarter, you saw a whole bunch of random lineups. I'm looking at this. Fox, Herter, Barnes, Lyles, and Metu. I mean, that's Fox, Herter, Monk, Barnes, and Sabonis. You saw a lot of different things. You did not see Richaun Holmes in the second half, and you mentioned Mitchell. He only played 12 minutes in the game tonight. But Mike Brown did shout him out after the game. He shouted out those guys. He shouted out Richaun and
love the shout outs.
Davion. He said Davion was plus 15, and he was just talking about how everyone was engaged. Like, even if they weren't playing, they were engaged and being supportive. So that's good.
Yeah. And speaking of somebody who we weren't seeing much from tonight, and that was Keegan Murray, and that was tough to see. And I am glad that Mike Brown didn't give him the longest leash and is like, hey, if you're not going to do what I need you to do out there, I don't trust you in these minutes, in these really important late game minutes.
He feels like he's missing some shots right now.
Yeah.
He had a force that wasn't kind of uncharacteristic. He also had a lob to Sabonis that wasn't great. His last 3 games, he's 4 of 16 from 3. He has 22 total points. I'm not worried about him. I mean,
you shouldn't be. I don't think, and I think that's like, I don't think that's naive to say anything like that. I think you just watch his game and you understand what he's capable of doing, not only in the flashes that we've seen in a lot of, for the most part, he was very consistent from preseason to when he got into the regular season. And now you're seeing him miss some shots. You're seeing the mistakes being made, and it's frustrating, but I'm not worried. I'm just like, what is it?
Yeah.
And how are you going to clean that up?
And some of the shots you miss, he's going to make. Like, he's a good shooter. And, I'm not, if this was like a 15 game stretch of, it's like, hey, he looks lost out there. It's like, he doesn't look lost. He just was not knocking down shots. He messed up a couple of things, and it happens. And rookies are going to go through it. We saw some great moments out of him in the preseason and the start of the season, and now he looks like he's a rookie a little bit now, right? And so he doesn't seem like a guy that will get rattled with this. I think he doesn't get too high or too low. I think he'll be fine. And we'll see what it looks like. I was so looking forward to the Keegan Banchero matchup.
That's all I was
And they didn't like defend each other much.
No.
But, dude, Banchero tonight, I mean, there's just certain guys.
Stud.
We were watching him pre-draft, and I told Maury, I'm like, this guy's the best player in the draft, right? I mean, like, he's a no doubt about it. He's going to be able to play day one. Like, he's one of those guys that my whole point to that is you don't have to be any type of basketball expert to watch that guy a bit in college and go, oh, yeah, he's got size, he could shoot, he could handle, he's physical.
Confidence. Like, you just see the swagger in his game.
he finished with 33 points, 16 rebounds, 4 dimes on 14 of 26 shooting. He was even getting a prime LeBron calls in that game late.
Damn. I know. If you want to call it the rookie battle, he definitely won it tonight. And just because we had to compare their numbers too after the game, and I'm like, damn it. It sucked to see, because I think so many people around the league will take that as like, oh, people are so hyped on Keegan. This is, you put him up against another rookie and look where it goes. No, I don't care, but I just laugh because I go, it's a bigger stage at that moment, right? Like, people love to see, hey, a lot of rookie of the year conversation around these two. Let's see what they're capable of. But that's why Keegan just has to clean it up.
Well, a couple of things too on that. Like, I think going into it, we had talked about this before the season. It's going to be hard for Keegan to win rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Because Banchero is going to get the touches. That guy is a huge part of what they do there.
He is that guy.
Dude, Orlando is what they have done in their rebuild. And trust me, I'm paying attention to how they did it, because they were in that weird ground where they're like 500-ish. They had Vucevic and Fournier, Aaron Gordon. And it was like, oh, they're a playoff team. But like, and they decided to go, you know what? Fournier gone. Gordon gone. Vucevic gone. We're going to be bad, and we're going to get some draft picks. They got a first-round pick in the Vucevic deal, I believe. They end up in the draft getting Jalen Suggs and Franz Wagner. And at this stage, early in their careers, Wagner's been an unbelievable pickup for them, and they drafted Suggs before him.
Yeah.
Then this year, they get lucky, get the number 1 pick, Banchero. Then they get Bull. Denver's like, we're kind of giving up on the guy. He's been injury-prone going back to college. This guy has been outstanding for them. They have found a way to build a very intriguing young core where you're like, wow, they've got size, they've got smart players, they've got hard-nosed players, and they look like they got a guy in Banchero. It's a scary team in the East for years to come, in my opinion.
I completely agree. And you see the way that, if anyone watched that last game too against the Golden State Warriors, and that was with all the Golden State Warriors players playing all the way through the end. It was tough. They played tough. They fought all the way through, and you see where they make their mistakes, because they have that youth, and they're going to have a lot of rookie mistakes and young player mistakes, but they fight, and they have so much size. And think about their growth and chemistry just together and what they could develop into. So it's fun.
Wagner, I remember pre-draft, I was like, I like his game, but he just looks like he'd be a good player. And then you watch him, and you're like, oh, God, this is why I'm not a draft guy at all.
Yep.
I watched some stuff. I try to do as much homework as I can, but Wagner is so much better than I give him
ability.
Credit. I mean, he's really, really good. Just a high IQ guy, tough, gets after it, does pretty much everything well. Yeah. And you love having those guys on your squad. There's no doubt about it. I do need to pause for a second. We need to give people love. It's a Saturday night. We got close to 500 people watching us live. My guy Nate Gonzo's here. My guy Jesse's here. I was walking the dogs today.
And?
I ran into Natalie. She was jogging. She goes, "You Deuce Mason?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Deuce Mason. Can I get a selfie?" I said, "Hell yeah." She's like, "My husband's a big fan. We'll be watching Night Chat tonight. People are here. People are feeling good. The Kings win." Seriously, though, give us a thumbs up. That should be at 250 by now. Hit that thumbs up. Aldrin, shout out to Kenneth, who donated 50. He also donated 50 more YouTube memberships. Shout out to Colton, who also resubscribed as a member on YouTube.
Thanks,
he says,
guys.
late tonight chat, but Fox is that dude. Also, Nesto in the house, Nin Sage, Hamburger Dad. I love it. Appreciate you, all you guys being here tonight on Night Chat.
Thanks, guys.
You want to hear from Domas Sabonis?
Hell yeah.
We'll hear from him in a second. But how about after the game, Morgan Reagan had the chance to catch up with De'Aaron Fox. Here's what Fox had to say after his game winner.
Beginning of the game, they hit us first, and they got off to a good start. But in the second half, we started getting stops. We got out and ran. And, I mean, that's how you put together a win on both ends of the court.
Yeah, I'm so curious what the message was at the half, but I just want to keep talking about that three-point shot because, seriously, De'Aaron, the confidence that you had on so many late plays in the fourth and then there in overtime, could you feel your teammates relying on you? Could you feel the confidence coming from all of them as well?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, You know, when we kind of started going into a lot of pick and roll, a lot of isolations, and I was getting to the basket, getting in the paint, you know, I told them they're gonna start helping at some point. Obviously, with their length, you know, they just want to show bodies, but at some point they're gonna have to take a step in. And my guys are ready. We're now spraying it out, and we made big shots.
Man, your swag has been turning up really nice lately, but man, when you got going in that third quarter, I saw you start skipping and everything. You started feeling really good. And that three felt good too, because you started walking back towards the other side.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you ask any basketball player probably at any level, when the ball is going in and you have that and you have a rhythm, the basket starts looking like the ocean. And like I said, I shot that ball and it felt good the entire way. I tried to get as straight in line with the basket as I possibly could, so then there's no variant, no left, right, and you just got to get it there.
Love it. De'Aaron Fox after the game with Morgan Reagan and Kenny Thomas.
Super fun. Just what a pro. Talking to him too. And I told Kenny before the interview, I'm like, hey, he might get water poured on him. You know, you better watch out. Obviously, we saw the footage. He got water poured on him once he made it to the locker room, which made our lives easier. But the way he talks with so much confidence now, it's like, oh, you're accepting that you're that guy. And Deuce, it's not just the big three and then that shot off the glass after Sabonis almost turned it over. But you look at those plays down the stretch when he was getting to the basket and making all those layups that he was making. Those were Ja Morant type layups that he was making. No. Just listen to me. And I'm only comparing because so many people, we want to say what, like the magic that goes into some of those finishes of Ja Morant, who does finish differently too when he stays in the air at different, have a double pump, whatever. But De'Aaron's actually finishing those shots, not looking for the foul. He's looking to finish first, and that's what the guy does.
I said, excuse me, because no, they're not Ja Morant finishes. That's a De'Aaron Fox finish.
Okay,
and
whatever.
maybe you haven't seen it the last couple of years, but you're seeing him. And if he continues this role that he's on to start the season, and if the Kings can be around 500, he's going to be in the All-Star conversation because he is playing that type of basketball. He is playing like the guy.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Infinity Westbrook, who says, similar shot that Russ did in 2015. And he says, Russ is the GOAT. Okay. Shout out to Jesse in the chat, donated $5. Says, the beam has been lit. Dude, that is actually kind of a sneaky cool thing that the Kings have done, where they have this purple beam that when the Kings win, it lights up. Oh, Morgan has it on the way home. You can see it from the freeway. They light it from Golden One Center. This is a huge beam of light, a huge purple beam of light. That's
and it
dope.
was super cloudy tonight, but coming home from San Francisco and seeing that light, it's like, you've made it home. I felt so proud seeing that beam up in the sky. It was cool.
Great gimmick, for sure.
Bit.
Also, Domantas Sabonis came up big with a couple of big free throws late. Needed that big time because he was struggling. I mean, if they lost, I was circling the free throws going, you can't perform like that. You got to knock him down. He hits the two big ones late, has a really nice game. Here he is with GMan after the game.
Domus, this is GMan. Do you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I'm kind of at a loss for words after they got OKK to get that jam to tie it up. And then you see Fox. How cool was that move and that delivery?
Oh, that was amazing. That was amazing. I just saw him. He pulled out cash. I mean, he's been amazing for us all day. He's been knocking down big shots play after play. He basically won overtime for us, so we're really happy he's back.
Thomas, in this second half, this team was down by 20 in the first minute of the third quarter. What was the message from Mike Brown and the staff at halftime?
Just, we weren't ourselves. We were flat. We let them score too many points that are our staples on defense, and we just had to come out and play our own game, be aggressive. So I feel like we had a great warm-up, and we came out and did that.
I shudder to mention free throws, but by God, you made two when they counted the most there in overtime. Yeah. And I know you're probably already beating yourself up over missed free throws. What's it feel like when you go to the line and maybe, I don't know if the confidence wavers, or what's it feel like?
It's something we work on every single day. On those last two, I just said, come on, You do this every day. This is what you go through. Go through your routine, trust. Like when you start missing a bit, you might start trying to change your form. I just stuck with it, and made them when it mattered.
Indeed you did, and thank you so much for doing that from all Kings fans. How important is a win like this in a game like this for this team trying to establish itself?
It's big, especially after losing a game like we did a couple nights ago in Miami. Come here and get this one on the road. We're 2-1 on the road now, and we just got to keep going. We got one more in Golden State to finish this road trip.
There's Domas Sabonis with G-Man after the game. There's some dogs in the background. So they almost died.
Freaking idiots.
Also, shout out to Eric, who just did a $20 super chat. Appreciate that. And
Eric.
also, Tea Time, who says, best game of the season from Domas. Would actually like the offense run through him a little bit down the stretch more than just Fox ISOs. Yeah, but I like that they were doing some pick and rolls. They're adjusting a bit. They weren't doing a lot of pick and rolls early. They're mixing in some different looks. But, yeah, I mean, what were you going to say, though, Morgan, before I interrupted you to acknowledge the super chats?
I don't know, but going off of your talking about the pick and rolls, then just the dribble handoffs as well, when it does go through Sabonis, he makes some good things happen. That chemistry's building more and more. Guys are understanding more how to cut off of him, whether it's Kevin Huerter, who already has that high IQ and understanding of how to get his best shot off of Sabonis, but you're seeing other guys understand it as well. And when you know someone can make that pass to you, it just makes life a lot easier when you are running your ass off, cutting out there.
You want to play the what the Kings record should be game?
What?
Well, they got screwed last game, right?
Okay.
Well, they wouldn't have won the game, though. We don't know if they would have won the game, so it's tough to say. But Hero traveled.
Hero did travel.
So they had a shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because if that was a turnover, then Kings would have
Had the ball, and De'Aaron probably hits a game winner.
hits the same.
Count it,
Yep.
same thing happens.
Okay, so yeah.
They would be 4-4 right now. And if they would have made a couple of more free throws in the Clippers game, they're 5-3.
This
the
is the
Kings should be
stupidest game.
5-3 right now.
Stupidest game ever.
Let's see if the chat agrees with me. The Kings should be 5-3 right now. Let's talk about it. Anyway, I do want to get to the poll question, too. How do you feel after this win? The options. This team is different. Enjoy. Wait and see. Or needed a miracle. Same old Kings.
Okay.
48% of people say this team is different. Enjoy. 37% say wait and see. And 16% said need a miracle. Same old Kings.
Dude, I love that first one. This team is different. Enjoy. And that's the truth, in my opinion. It's just looking at these games, even when shit was hitting the fan, especially in that first half and ugly basketball was there, I never felt like same old Kings at that point, but I was thinking very bad thoughts and was like, okay, if they play like this for the rest of this game, what are they going to play like against the Golden State Warriors? I was already thinking of the next game because that's where it really matters to me, because I know you're going to have your off nights, but that's the thing that better teams have in this league. Even on off nights for some of the starting lineup, you have other guys that can step up.
The Dogs are on one right now. So what happens after a nice Kings win? A crazy buzzer beater by De'Aaron Fox. Can you guys hear that? I'm curious because it comes through the mic.
Should I like go look at them and say no?
I can go look because I want a beer.
Oh, okay. Tell us what's going on over there. As he's doing that, I also saw from Brooke that you said something about from this angle, Deuce looks a little like Jay Will right now. That's funny. But don't do that to Jay Will. Yeah, puppy cam. I know Force goes Fabio. One day we'll get our puppy cam set up. What were they doing?
It's unclear.
So the other thing I did, I see a negative comment of get HB out of here.
Hold on.
Okay. Good.
Well, we can talk about Harrison Barnes. I mean,
I wanted to,
the reality is Harrison Barnes is struggling right now. And it looked like he had a couple of games where, it's turning around. I'll give him credit. I felt like his second half was a lot better.
It totally was.
He had a couple of big putbacks and a big shot. What did he end up finishing with in this game, though? Harrison Barnes, 9 points, 5 rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds. He was 4 of 10, 1 of 4 from 3. He had him an air ball 3 from the corner, too. I just, to be honest, the way he started the game, I was disappointed with him. because I felt like there was no passing, you know, and when the Kings offense is clicking, they're making the extra pass. They made the extra pass in the third quarter, and what do you know? 36 points, right? Like, and it's not always going to be that easy. But my point is, they were not on a consistent basis doing that in the first half. First quarter, I felt like Barnes was putting up a lot of bad shots, and then defensively, there were some mistakes. He has to be better in that regard.
Yeah, it's like when they went back to their identity and what they execute in. That's when he also found his better flow in his role. And I was talking to someone at the studios, and they are a Warriors fan because obviously we share the studio with the Warriors, Kings, Niners, everything.
Who? that team that's below the Kings in the standings? The 3 and 7 Warriors.
Idiots.
Those peasants.
So we were talking a little about Harrison. He's like, gosh, have you guys been experiencing this for a while? Like, was this happening last year? And, you know, I said something about the right roster doesn't seem like it's been around him, but now he doesn't really get that excuse because he gets to excel in his role as a wing player, and he's not doing that consistently right now. And he kind of answered back with, yeah, I remember those times too. Like, and that was obviously a younger Harrison Barnes that was also in a system with future Hall of Famers. So a little different, but at the same time, just really understanding the consistency of Harrison Barnes. And when it's good, it's good.
He was much better in the second half, though. I give him credit. He bounced back.
Absolutely.
You know, I thought he came out the right way. And to be honest, I mean, I felt like Brown was like, yeah, you're not playing well. You're coming out of this game. He pulled him.
I appreciated that.
At one point.
Yeah.
So I appreciate his response. I'm looking back at my notes. So 9:16. Yeah, he came back in at the 7:24 mark of the second quarter. And then less than 3 minutes later, Brown took him out. He wasn't playing well.
No.
And, you know.
But he trusted to put him back in there, which is cool.
Yes. And that's why I always say, all right, like we like to, that's the thing nowadays with how we watch games. Back in the day, you'd like watch a game and then you maybe talk about it after. Now, with social media, you are talking play by play.
Yep.
Whether it's in our Discord, which
Live
is nonstop during the game.
Love it.
On Twitter or wherever we're going to go after Twitter. All these spots, right? Sometimes you got to let the game play out. Like at the end of the first half, it was like, this guy sucks. Hey, is it time to take Keegan out of the starting lineup? Hey, HB sucks. Like, no, can we see how the game turns out? Someone in our Discord tonight was like, hey, Keegan's in a slump. I'm like, it's 6 minutes until the halftime right now. Can we see how he comes out of it?
And then you proceeded to give the actual definition of slump.
And guys are not going to play awesome all the time, right? Consistency's big, but look, Kevin Huerter, guys coming in shooting 50% from three-point land. Well, be prepared because he's probably not shooting 50% from three-point land. If he does this year, we're talking about an NBA record.
Pretty incredible.
I try to remind people about this all the time. Have the appropriate expectations. If you felt like this team was going to be like play-in team right now, okay. Well, that's kind of how they're playing. They're playing like a team that on some nights they string together some really good basketball and then they're inconsistent. That's what kind of an average to little below average team does. Some nights they look awesome and some nights they look like shit. So get used to it. And hopefully they grow from it. Hopefully they can improve and get better. But there's going to be some issues, and they still have a lot of issues to figure out. Defensively, you see like stretches of really fun moments, and then you see stretches of why are we allowing straight line drives? Why is this so easy? Why are there second chance points being scored all the time? Part of the problem tonight was this was a really tough matchup. Like, they just don't have the size to go at a lineup that starts 6'5" Suggs, 6'10" Banchero, 6'10" Wagner, 6'10" Wendell Carter, and 7'2" Bull. It's crazy.
I think one of the most difficult things with a team like this, too, when you do see the good from the Sacramento Kings, is when they don't respond or make a quick adjustment after a Franz Wagner line drive to the basket, right? You're seeing that happen 3 different times. He's getting deep enough in the paint, getting his angle, getting to his spot on the floor to get what he wanted. And those moments are frustrating because better teams, better individuals, they'll bring it upon themselves to make that adjustment on the next possession.
In the super chat, Gothan says the guys seem to enjoy each other. This season will be interesting. And that person donated $20. Appreciate you so
Thank
much,
you.
man. Appreciate the love. We haven't talked to people yet tonight besides the chat.
Yeah.
Let's kick things off in Twitter Spaces with Christian, who's been waiting. What's up, Christian? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you guys feeling after a De'Aaron Fox buzzer beater?
You know, it was so stressful. I feel like the last couple of games, especially with how close things have been, it's just like, I feel like it maybe takes some years off your life. But yeah, ultimately, when you win that way, it's so fun.
I mean, here's a tip. Don't ever watch that kind of game while drinking some sangria. It was a bad idea. I was losing my bleep every other play and then going ecstatic every other play.
So did you spill the sangria?
Or did you throw it up?
Or did you drink it? Like, what happened?
No, I know my limits. I'm thankfully I know my limits, but
Good job.
When Trey Lyles didn't catch the ball and they scored that easy dunk, I was like, oh no. And then Fox at 3, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm happy. I'm really happy right now.
Wasn't that moment in time was wild because I think I felt a wave of depression to a wave of like a feeling I hadn't felt in a long time with Kings basketball. It was just so strange. That's the other thing too about that. It felt real. It didn't feel like this fluky bullshit throw up heave game winner. It was like, no, confidence. I'm this guy and I'm taking this shot. It's going in. We're walking out of Florida in this. Let's go.
Yeah, Fox has been more patient going to the basket. I've noticed he's not running full speed trying to outspace.
He'll slow you down a little bit. He lulls people to sleep. He could speed up, slow down. He's more in control. I referenced this earlier, but man, he had a tough one that was over Bol. I'm like, how did he get that up over that guy?
Yeah, his mid range is something that's crazy to watch. Like, he's the most underrated mid-range guy in the NBA right now with his shots. Can we just give love to the fact that Metu came in, played great when they asked him to play great, didn't force threes. He came in, played the way they asked him to play. They're 3-1 on an East Coast road trip. Not something you could have said for the past 5 years.
2-1. You're giving him an extra win, but it's okay. Yeah, but no, I agree with you on Metu. And like those that you play that way, you're going to be in the rotation. That's the reality because Richaun's not playing well right now. And if you're going to come in and play in control, and hey, late in the game, when Sabonis goes to the line, I think he made 1 of 2 free throws. Brown took Sabonis out. I'm like,
I was with like 2 minutes and 20 something seconds. Yeah. In the third, you're saying?
No, in the fourth.
Oh.
It was in the fourth. He took him out. Let's see here. I had it right in front of me. 3:50 to go in the fourth quarter tie game. He puts Metu in. And I'm going, oh, my God, this is interesting. And he said after the game, he's trying to get him a rest after missing a free throw. So it was interesting to see, okay, what was he going to do? Metu had a nice dunk. He played in control. And that's what you can ask for. That's my biggest concern with the Kings right now. You know, as a team, if they want to reach the level that I think they can reach, is can they figure out a consistent bench rotation? It's one thing if like one guy, depending on the week, is your guy who's having good practice. But when you're constantly searching where it's like, hey, Mitchell doesn't have it tonight, we need Fox to play even more. Or, hey, Richaun doesn't have it at all. That's tough for a coach.
Yeah.
And I don't think Brown has gotten to a point where he's gotten comfortable with anybody yet in the rotation. It seems like Malik's starting to find some rhythm, but Malik is like, you got to live with some of the bad with him. And some of the bad is he is going to force things and go one-on-one sometimes. When he's knocking it down, it's great. But I prefer when he's running the show, getting guys involved. And then from Davion Mitchell's perspective, he's dribbling the hell out of the ball. And they got to be decisive. It's some of these guys have been used to be playing a certain style for all their lives. And now Brown is asking them to change it. And it's quick decisions. In 0.5, we want you to make a decision. It's hard for some guys who have been used to playing a certain style for really their entire careers.
Yeah, and it's give credit when Herter didn't shoot the ball exactly well, when Keegan Murray didn't hit the shots that he was to make. Trey Lyles came in, made some plays. Harrison Barnes down the stretch made plays when he needed to make plays. It's all you could ask for is whoever needs to step up, steps up. That's all I've ever asked for out of a Kings bench. And they did that at least tonight during the second half.
Hey, man, I appreciate you checking in, Christian.
Of course. You guys have a great night.
You too.
Thanks, you too.
Good stuff from Christian. If you're in the Twitter spaces, you want to pop in with us, just request. Also on Discord, you can hop in there as well.
You talked about the Mike Brown and not really being able to go into his rotation and be like, hey, who can I trust? It hasn't been consistent on who it's going to be night after night. And I think that for him too, it's still finding his identity to his rotation as well. Coaches, even of established teams, have to do that when they find new rosters.
Were you surprised that Keegan didn't get the Banchero matchup at the start of this game?
Who was he matched up on?
I think at times, he had Wagner for a minute.
Okay.
Keegan, by the way, only played 24 minutes in this one.
Yeah, I guess I'm not super surprised. Like, even when Banchero was going at it with Sabonis, trying to just body him up, it made me realize how big of a human Paolo Banchero was. I've seen him in person, and every time I'm still shocked and amazed. I'm like, oh, you're way bigger than I think every single time.
I know we mentioned this last game, and I just want to be consistent with this because we mentioned it when they lost a game. We should mention it when they win a game. KZ Okpala, when you're having trouble with points in the paint and straight line drives, they can't trust him. I know, the concern is offensively, but if you're that high on him defensively, what does he have to do to get back in the rotation?
I don't know.
It's confusing to me. I'm gonna be honest. It's really. I know you can only play so many guys, but.
It's only, you guys, this wouldn't be confusing. Again, we're not talking about Alex Len every other night being like, it's confusing why he's not getting in there. It's someone who started this season in the starting lineup. And the praise around his ability to defend. And then we saw it with our own eyes as well. So, yeah, when his minutes just kept on getting shorter and shorter, and now not even seeing a second out there on the floor, I'm just curious about what Mike Brown's mindset is.
Yeah,
and I have no problem with it. I'm just more like,
I might.
What's the thought process?
He can't get 10 minutes? He was starting for you.
Guess what Mike Brown's going to say? Hey, Deuce, 10 minutes for who? I trusted Terrence Davis because of this.
Coach, I'll tell you, you allowed 78 points in the paint. You're allowing straight line drives left and right. You've trusted the guy to guard Damian Lillard game 1 of opening night. I think you would find some minutes for the guy. I'm just saying.
Say it then.
Brett in the chat says he donates $20, by the way.
Give me a hell yeah.
Thanks, Brett.
Appreciate that. Says, love seeing coach work on lineups and that he doesn't stick with guys struggling, but also gives them a chance to figure it out. Too many coaches stick to established lineups. Yeah, it's a balancing act a little bit because you do want to trust guys to figure it out. But at the same time, I think you have to know a couple of things. And it's, one, I think Brown and his staff does a great job communicating with guys. They know what the standard is.
Yep.
So it's not a surprise if they're out, right? And I'm not going to say that there's never going to be issues along the way. Of course, you're dealing with human beings. They're going to have issues.
Personalities, yeah.
Absolutely. But they needed a win tonight. And I was of the mindset, what group is working? Stick with it. And that's what he did tonight. And I give him credit. He wasn't going to play around and go, well, we need to trust that this guy can figure it out or whatever. No, go with what's working.
When I went on our Discord, remember, after that third quarter, and I just threw it out there because I was just curious what our Discord community would say. I said, hey, guys, do we keep going with this same lineup? The lineup that got you back into this game in that third quarter. None of the starters were in that lineup, correct?
In what part?
In end of the third.
End of the third quarter. Yeah, it was Mitchell, Monk, Davis, Lyles, and Metu.
And I was like, do you continue with this lineup going into the fourth? And that's exactly what he did. He was like, hey, these are the people that got us back in it. I trust it. And as soon as things got a little bit sloppy, he was like, okay, we're going to change that up.
I don't know if Brown was asked about this after the game because I was just looking at my third quarter notes. 2:33 mark. Sabonis picks up his fourth foul. Clearly a foul. No denying it. It was a foul. I saw it live. It was a foul. I saw Brown. There's a timeout on the floor.
Yeah.
And they were going to break, and I saw Brown look like he was surprised. Like, I kind of think he didn't want to challenge it, but it was a coach's challenge. So I haven't gotten clarification on that. Either way, it was a coach's challenge at the 2:33 mark of the third quarter on a play that was not even close. And that's where if he did indeed challenge it and he wanted to challenge that, his assistants have to speak up.
Yeah.
Like, that was not even, that's not worth challenging.
Don't do it,
No,
coach.
save it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm harping on this, and this is becoming Deuce's like go-to thing is bringing up the coach's challenge. But
Here he
in the
goes
fourth
again.
quarter, there's calls that are close. And
Trey Lyles.
There were some calls close in that game with that illegal screen you're talking about with Trey Lyles, who's called for an offensive foul. Lyles immediately goes like this, hey, let's review it. And they didn't have a coach's challenge.
It's like, hey, I used it on Sabonis, and I didn't. And
I
you were
used it on
texting me, and you were like, I think it's on accident. And then you're like, wait, I can't tell. And it was confusing either way because I was like, this is what he's done so far in this season. So I just thought, no, he meant to do it.
Yeah.
So we need to ask him about that too. Great.
Ryan Kramer in the chat donates $20 or $2. Sorry. Thank you so much.
you.
Appreciate that. Ryan says maybe Davion isn't a true point guard, but an undersized shooting guard. Yeah, I mean, you could make that case.
Yeah.
I think there are times you look at it and he struggles running a team. And if you look at it, when he's out there with Monk, a lot of times it's Monk kind of orchestrating things. Davion still did some nice things in his minutes tonight. The guy's defensively, he just gets after it. I think he's at his best as a catch and shoot guy. He could attack a little bit. The thing he's just got to continue to work on for himself is can't over dribble. You can't.
Well,
And
that's
he's not the
you
only
said
one.
make quick decisions,
Yes.
and that's
Yeah.
something that he's not doing.
He's got to adjust to that.
Yeah, and it's like you see how crafty he can get with his dribble. His handles are nice at times. That step back, but that is not the identity of their offense. That is not what they're trying to do unless they need to go to that. And so for him, you're exactly right. It's having that discipline to find out how can you be a better point guard in that second unit. And I think he is capable of doing it, but it is totally a mindset thing, you guys. It's how you view the floor, and he has the vision. He just needs to explore it a little bit more.
In the YouTube chat, Richard was talking about Kaziak. Paul said, in this offense, you have to be able to shoot the three if you're a starter. In the 2, 3, 4 positions, KZ can't make threes at a high clip. I would say this, Richard, my pushback on that would be sample size. I don't think he has had enough sample size to show that. But it's clear, to your point, from a spacing issue, defenses don't believe he's going to knock it down. That's the problem. Like, defenses don't trust at all that he is going to knock down the three. And that, obviously packs things up. It creates some spacing issues. I guess my point is, can you find him minutes in a situation where maybe things aren't going well defensively and live with the fact that he may not be some lethal three-point shooter? So, I don't know. It's a Saturday night. Can I just say I love this? And
Same, but why? Why are you saying that?
A couple of things. I think I'm nursing the second beer, which is pretty much
Did you drink
full.
the first one that fast?
It's a light beer. It's like 5%. But my point is, I feel like I'm enjoying tonight. It's been a rough couple weeks for me.
Oh, I know.
Like, even dealing breaking news, most of you know this, my grandma passed away a little over a week ago. And now, like, we've been going through her house on my off days, and we're just... This woman.
Well, your grandma and grandpa.
Yes.
Those people.
These two people, they're not hoarders from the standpoint of, hey, like, they're disgusting. Like you had to go with the shovel, and, like, there's, like, possums attacking you when you go through the house. But
Stage 2.
Literally, I'm going through stuff and just throwing stuff away. finding like a box of receipts from 1992 for car service, like that type of stuff, saving everything, cans of food that you're like, oh, is this a vintage can of black beans? Anyway, my whole point of bringing this up is I just feel good tonight. I just feel really good tonight. I'm enjoying this conversation tonight. It's like, yeah, the Kings won. They've got a shit ton to work on, but
yeah.
I don't know. It was the last few games. They've been really entertaining games. They've been the first half was frustrating, but tonight was ultimately really fun with the way it happened. When OKK had that score, though.
Oh yeah, like we said, really bad thoughts went through all of our heads. Right? I think I was thinking that was the moment where I was like, wow, what do I even do on my drive home? Like, it was just, I didn't want to listen to anything. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to hear music. I was just going to be so angry. And then the opposite happens. A huge game winner from a guy that we've wanted to see it from for a while. It just all felt so right. And it felt like we all deserved it. The Kings fans, I mean, us being part of that.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, we all really deserved it. And
some saying that shot was better than Steph's shot, the game winner he had against OKC. Remember that?
In the corner when they had that ninth?
No, from half court.
Oh, I don't remember that. No.
Like 5-6 years ago?
No.
Oh, my God. How do you not remember
I don't
that?
even
It was
remember
a
that.
joke, but yeah.
It was a joke.
Now I'm upset. Let's go to the chat. Devon says, chug the beer. We're not chugging beers tonight, Devon.
Hi, Devon.
Settle down. Ray says, I like sappy Deuce. Was I getting sappy by talking about
No,
that?
just like vulnerable, you know? Just like,
I'm going over there again tomorrow.
good luck, bud.
And shout out my uncles who have done a great job.
So cool.
No shout out to my dad, who's done nothing.
Remember Happy Thoughts?
Yeah,
We're
happy
back to
thoughts.
the
Happy
Happy
Thoughts. We're
Thoughts.
good. We're
There
good.
we
We're
go.
good.
Okay.
We're good. Let's go to Twitter Spaces. What's up, NATO? Jesse says, is Deuce talking a lot? Okay. Screw you. Hey, NATO, are you there? Unmute yourself. NATO. Going 3. Oh, there you are. What's up, man?
How many?
1.
Oh, we're getting.
2. 3.
Ref, that's a quick 3 seconds.
right, no.
That's a quick 3 seconds.
That's about 20 seconds.
I know.
He gone. Try again, man. All right, let's check in next with Booda. What is up, Booda? Hey, Booda. Oh my God.
Okay, we'll just leave it on and then.
What happened?
We'll just
Is this a jinxing of me mentioning
yeah,
I'm in a good mood?
you have a good
and
moment
then,
and then all this crap goes down.
Booda. All right. Nato's here. Yeah, I'm happy again. What's up, man?
What's up, Deuce? What's up, Mo?
What are you doing, man? What are you doing on a Saturday night at 8 o'clock? It feels like it's 11. But it's 8.
I bet you I'm the only one doing this. I have a newborn. I'm with my wife. My kid's like colicky. He's 3 months and change. And I got to drive him on the road just to get him to sleep.
Oh,
get him to quiet down. Hey, but it was cool seeing a game winner while watching him.
Dude,
I want to know, am I the only one, King Petty, that's saying, hey, Fox hit a game winner and didn't travel? Check that out.
That's hilarious.
Anybody point that out?
No.
Is that King Petty?
No, it's not King Petty because
Great
Jeremy
point.
Grant hit a game winner against the Suns last night, and he last 2-minute report showed he traveled too. Congratulations.
Congrats.
And I'm sorry that you're going.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You sound like very happy, even though you're going through that right now.
Yeah, well, you know, it is what it is. You know, it's my son. I love him. And, you know, everybody tells me, you know, these times don't last. So, you know, hey, do I have to equate it to 16 years of not making the playoffs? Some endurance?
Yeah, good point. Good point, man.
Oh my God. So about just one more question. About how long do you have to drive around in the car for?
We're like 30 minutes from home. We do this little, loop.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Hey,
With
one
gas
thing I wanted to
prices.
point out too, getting a game winner hit on us. Do you guys think hitting a game winner kind of exercises those quote demons, for the team. As a fan, I know it does. It like you're like pulling the knife out almost and stick it into somebody else. But I don't know. Just curious.
Well, I felt that way, and then I went to NBA.com tonight because I was like, oh, I want to see if the Kings are getting featured. Just everyone likes to see how the Kings get featured. And so I went to NBA.com, and the first thing I saw was Fox and like the team celebrating. The headline was this: Horry scale. Fox with the winner. ... from the logo. Okay, NBA.com. Just for a second. I don't know how old the person is doing this, but putting anything Robert Horry related next to the Kings is not okay. It felt like a slap in the face. It felt like, oh, the Kings had a good moment, but hey, let's throw Horry's name right next to it. We don't like the guy. I'll never like the guy. If he was in the studio right now, I would tell him I don't like the guy. Big Shot Bob, most overrated hack in NBA history. Hit some big shots and people want to put him in the Hall of Fame. Get the hell out of here. He got lucky. He got tipped right to him. He got it, shot the ball, and it went in. He's a joke.
Hey, I live in SoCal, so I get to still hear Queens. And honestly, having the rivalry, somewhat, amongst friends, it makes it feel like, we're back in the 2000s. But, definitely not fun to see that name out there.
Well, hey, enjoy your ride. Good luck with everything. We appreciate you checking in, man.
Cool. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you.
All right.
Bye.
There you go. Wish him luck. Man. Get a little fired up. See, Horry, that's when the real fandom kind of comes out.
Know your basketball.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Did I miss something? Did Robert Horry ever hit a shot from the freaking logo?
It's a few things. It's know your basketball because I think that's almost like you're trying to traumatize Kings fans. I don't think I'm being sensitive either. I think if you're in the basketball world, you do not connect the two on a positive note. No, I'm not being dramatic.
Oh,
you
are. Well, speaking of big shots, let's check in with someone everybody loves. Let's give it up tonight on a Saturday night. We go right to his bed. It is Coach Nick.
Deuce and Mo. We tell you what they need to know.
Thanks, Nick.
You almost got the lyric down, but we'll keep working on it, man.
Hey, why not win tonight? Why not De'Aaron Fox make the half-court shot? Why not?
Did you watch the game, Nick?
Yes, I did. I was so happy that De'Aaron Fox made the shot.
Okay,
let's go.
Okay, Nick, can you recreate how you celebrated? How did Nick celebrate? De'Aaron Fox, oh, he heaves it up. Fox for the win. It's good. He's got the bucket. What was your reaction? How do you celebrate? Show me.
I was so happy.
Okay, no, but how do you...
De'Aaron Fox for the half-court shot. Oh, boy.
Oh, no. We don't do that.
What else did you do?
And I said, hell yeah, let's go.
There you
go. Give me a hell yeah.
Give me a hell yeah,
all right.
Morgan. And you look good on NBC Sports tonight with you and Kenny Thomas. You should get Kenny Thomas to say why not buy the shirt.
Yeah. I should say that. I should get him.
You know what, Nick? Time out. I'm glad you mentioned this.
Ooh.
So, of course, we were selling Why Not shirts, and any money we made off of that, we were going to donate to the Special Olympics Northern California. And so people went to deuceandmo.com, clicked on merch. They bought a ton of shirts. We were able to donate $500 to the Special Olympics of Northern California. Give me a hell yeah.
Give me a hell yeah. Give me a hell yes. And we go to San Francisco. We play the Warriors.
Oh, yeah.
Next.
Yes, we do. The Warriors have lost 5 in a row.
And if I was coach and if I was on locker room, Morgan, we're gonna play some defense.
Okay.
Do what you gotta do and stay on your man.
Do what you gotta do and stay on your man. Give me a hell yeah.
Jimmy, hell yeah. And Mark, you'll be doing pregame and post, right?
Oh, actually, according to sources, no, she is not that night.
I am not.
You
that
got Mark
night.
Jones on the call doing play-by-play and Drapes. If you're a Drapes guy, you'll be watching him on pre, half, and post.
And I saw you on NBC Sports tonight, Dave Deuce.
Dave Deuce?
Yeah, you did. How'd I do?
You did pretty good. Was that you in the background? Were you in San Francisco?
Talking about pretty. I did. I asked you how I did. You go, you're pretty good. Pretty good. I crushed it tonight. I thought both my hits were outstanding. It left people wanting more. People are commanding. They are demanding, not commanding, but they are demanding that I be on NBC Sports for every game, as I should. The entertainment value would soar through the roof, and they're missing out, quite frankly.
So the Kings will be right down the street on Monday. They'll be back in California, but they'll be in the Bay Area. Then they'll probably just take the bus to Sacramento.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't know if they're taking a bus back. We'll find out, Nick. But hey, thanks for checking in, man. What are you gonna do the rest of the night? You get an extra hour tonight.
Woo woo.
Yes, and right now, I'm watching the Phoenix Suns game. Right now, it's halftime, 61-40. Right now, Portland is losing to Phoenix Suns, 40-61 at the halftime.
That's Nick with the update and the NBA scoreboard. All right, Nick. We'll talk to you soon. Sleep dreams.
Why not win the game against the Warriors? Why not win?
Why not, Nick? Sleep dreams.
Sleep dreams.
All right, there's Nick.
I could not live without that ever in my life. Sleep dreams. Sleep dreams, Deuce and Mo.
He's the best.
The best.
It was weird. What was it? What night was that? Was that Halloween night? He did not call in.
Dude.
When he doesn't call in, it does feel a little weird.
I get almost a little worried.
I get offended.
I'm like, do I need to
get
DM
offended.
him and just check in? Like,
yeah, we $500 to Special Olympics NorCal.
Dude,
so thanks to all those who
thank you
donated
guys.
Or who bought shirts, and then we donated too. It's awesome.
Is that not the coolest thing? Like,
Yeah.
there's so many douchebags and morons wearing Nick's face that says "Why not?" and it's just for a good cause. So thanks, guys.
And we took it off the site. You can't get it right now.
Can't even get it.
Maybe it comes back for when we want to raise more money.
Maybe.
Special. So for those who got them, you have like a special edition.
Yeah.
Why not shirt?
OG forever.
Yeah. Also in the chat, people are letting us know at this hour we have a new champion in the world of baseball.
Oh.
Give me a hell yeah.
Is this true? Do we have we have multiple people saying it. I want to look at the scoreboard myself. Astros up 4-1. I think the Astros won it all, meaning Dusty Baker, Del Campo's second most famous person, has won a World Series.
Is Matt Barnes the first?
Matt Barnes is number 3.
Oh, who's number 1?
Deuce Mason. Think about Del Campo for a second. The amount
No,
of
we've done this before.
Dusty Baker.
Uh-huh.
Christina Mendonza.
Amazing.
News icon. I had News 10 for years.
Iconic.
Still works at KFBK.
She's iconic.
Yeah. Matt Barnes.
Amazing.
Deuce Mason.
Sure.
Donald Butler playing the NFL.
Great job.
There's some others, but I mean, those are like the Mount Rushmore of.
Wow.
No, but seriously, so Dusty Baker winning a ring is amazing. Just a local guy that, got that job in Houston under some interesting circumstances. He finally wins a World Series. Was so close so many other times with some great teams. Of course, we always think about the Giants team in 2002, but just a great guy. I actually grew up with the Baker family a bit. And I went to Dusty's brother's wedding when I was like 10 years old.
What?
And I knew Dusty was going to be there. So I brought a Dusty Baker baseball card.
To a wedding?
Yeah. And I was like, hey, Dusty, it's me, Deuce Mason. He goes, I bet you're going to go to Del Campo, be famous someday. Okay. And he signed my card and handed it to
And
me.
he said all those things too.
Pretty much.
Where's the card?
I don't know if I have it.
Hey.
Yeah. But seriously. That's
really?
awesome.
You've like millions of
I
cards.
know. I might still have it.
Okay.
I might still have it.
Well.
But seriously, congrats, Dusty Baker. He is class act, Sacramento dude, and I'm so happy that he finally wins a ring.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good for him.
Great guy. All right, let's continue on. And you want to check? We'll try him again. What's up, Booda? Welcome into Night Chat, Booda.
What's up, family?
Hey, what's up, my man? How are you?
Hey.
Oh my gosh, I'm amazing. I'm amazing.
How come?
Yo, I'm amazing like that. De'Aaron Fox 3-point shot from 30 past 30 feet. Like when he got it, well, first month he folded, right? So, De'Aaron Fox had to come save his boy. You might as well let him fall like that. And he saved it for him. King got the ball and was like, here, I'm the general. I'm going to grab it. Pushed it straight up, hit it. I'm like, oh my God. Like, where did that come from? So like you said, like Morgan said, like you thought De'Aaron Fox was going to do a floater or something, but no, like his game is changing. And I'm like, it makes you so happy to see because that's what's really going to take the Kings to the next level. Because I really feel like Fox, Sabonis, and like when the rest of the team start to come together, I don't feel like too many teams are going to be able to compete with us right now. Because like for real, the Magic they was a low key dark horse. Like they had a nice team too. But I ain't gonna say like a dark horse to win it all. But I'm just saying for like the playoffs, like play in something like that. Like
yeah, I think they're still a ways away. I mean, they fell today with the loss to 3-8, I believe. No, they're 2-8. They've had some tough losses down the stretch, but for them, it's not about this year. For the Kings, they're trying to make moves this year. I'm actually, as you're talking, watching back the highlight and just seeing Monk definitely. I mean, he got fouled like 3 times by Wagner. Monk throws it off the fingertips of Lyles, and I can't believe like their defense on Fox.
Yeah, well, Suggs was just backing down because I'm sure he thought that De'Aaron was going to be that threat, just like you were saying, Booda, like going downhill with the floater or whatever he could do. So Suggs is kind of like, okay, like he ain't going to shoot that.
I mean,
then he
But
pulls
the
up.
thing is that the 3-pointer, that was just like the cherry on top of the game though, because like it was the in between. It was the cooking Bobo. It was the cooking Franz Wagner. Like he was literally dancing out there. So like he was moving like
he was playing. He was playing with his food.
He was getting foxy. That's what we call it. He getting foxy. Then let's do it. Let's bend in with it. He was getting foxy today.
You're feeling good, man.
For real, I love it, man. Because he looked like one of the best point guards in the league tonight. So it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to watch. I'm glad he really stepping up his game. And then, like I said, you got Sabonis. He playing like the big man we traded for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Sabonis the last couple of games has looked really nice for Sacramento. It looks like he is finally in kind of a good rhythm at this point. Like the last couple of games, he's being more aggressive, looking for his own and being efficient, finishing around the rim. The biggest thing for him still is it's just free throws. I mean, right. His defense too at times. But I thought in the first half, he was like the one guy that was bringing it defensively. I thought he was doing a great job staying vertical. He was rotating well. I think he's playing the last couple of games his best basketball, which is encouraging to see, but he's got to start knocking down free throws at a better rate. I mean, you can't be having stretches where you're missing. I mean, what were the final numbers for him today? Sabonis, 5 of 12. You can't miss 7 free throws in a close game. Like
that's it.
You can miss maybe 2 or 3, but you can't be missing 7.
And we talk about that Clippers game. I know we joke and we're like, oh, that could have been a win with those free throws. Yeah, in a lot of ways, it could have been a win by making the free throws. You can talk about that with a lot of games, but you're just seeing one of your main players that's going to be out there that is capable of making these free throws miss so many that it becomes frustrating. And sadly, it would have been the story of tonight's game. And I'm just so glad that we can touch on it and say it needs to be better, but we also don't have to like dwell on it and be like, holy shit, is he ever going to get better?
Right.
One other thing too, you mentioned
he Shaq Daddy during the game, but Steph Curry when it counts for real. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, Booda, thanks for checking in, man. I appreciate you checking in.
Nice talking to you guys, man.
Thank you. I was gonna bring up Fox real fast. I mean, if you take out the Charlotte game, because that messes his average up a little bit. Sure. He only played 9 minutes. He had 8 points in the game too. So who knows what he was gonna turn out. Without that game included, he's averaging 29.3 points a game. Super efficient shooting. With that game, he's at 26 points a game. But he's playing some big time basketball, and it's not like, oh, he's just getting his, but this is he's a career. He's playing the best basketball of his career. He's knocking down threes. He's hitting free throws. Do you understand his career? He's a 72% free throw shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Last year he jumped to 75. So for him to have missed 4 free throws the entire year and has made his last 21, that's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
87.5%.
It's a big deal. And it's fun seeing him get these numbers. I know at first it was tough when we were looking at what he was doing and we're like, damn, it's not translating into wins. 0-4, the way that they're starting the season, he's playing some of his best basketball. It was hard to be like, okay, but can these become wins? Because we see something there. And now you're starting to see a few wins trickle in, and that's really nice to see. But it's also how they're playing basketball and how he's getting those numbers that is making me actually believe and not going like, oh, it's just he's playing good for himself. He's playing good as a teammate. He's becoming such a big threat with that basketball. He will be able to do so much more when a team does do a better job of locking him down.
And I think it was you that said like 10 minutes ago, the Kings are 3-5, but you said they should be 5-3. Is that what
you said? That you said that.
Going back on Fox, someone in the chat was mentioning his rebounding, which has been so good, and it's exactly right. He's averaging a career best 6 rebounds a game right now. So career best in points per game, rebounding, all that stuff. And I think for most Kings fans, one of the big things that we were hitting on before the season was, can Fox come out of the gates the right way? The last couple of years, slow starts. Kind of been a slow starter. Hasn't been the case this year. He's played really well.
Yeah. There's just been a lot of positive aspects about his game that you can be excited about. I think the one thing that was the toughest was when his game was not translating into wins to start this year. It was like you had to take a step back and go, ooh, you've seen teams and players like this where they get theirs, but it never translates.
Right.
You could see something was different with how this team wanted to play and do better together.
We need to get to some super chats in a second. We should mention that tonight is brought to you by our friends over at the Detail Pros of Sacramento.
Hell yeah.
You need your car cleaned because you guys are disgusting like me, right?
Facts.
You probably have some stuff in your car. Oh, I spilled a little coffee in my console. Oh, I'll wipe it later, and then you don't. And then it's like 3 to 6 months later, and you're like, you still haven't wiped it. Your car's dusty inside
and
now.
It smells a little musty now.
Yeah. Some other people have like wrappers and
Ew.
boogers.
Ew.
And it's just like
boogers.
gross.
That's weird.
No, people do the booger thing.
Probably because you do it.
I've done it in the past, not lately.
Oh my God.
We're being honest, right? I'm being vulnerable. Anyway, clean the inside out of your car and go to our friends over at the Detail Pros of Sacramento. The DetailProSac.com. And what's cool, be like, hey, I heard about you on the Deuce and Mo podcast. Oh, okay. You should buy a gift card because if you do, you get 20% off gift cards in November. Think about a great stocking stuffer, maybe a gift for yourself. Get a gift card at the DetailProSac.com. Also, you'll get a paint sealant upgrade worth $125. Nick is a Kings fan. He'll make your car look sexy, Morgan.
Basically, Nick is like, if you're a Deuce and Mo podcast listener, you get all the goods. Nick is just doing so much. He loves this community. He loves the Kings community. He loves Sacramento. So make sure that you're also helping out a local business and someone who is elite at what he does. Truly, go get those gift cards. Or gift certificates. They are redeemable after November. So make sure to get them now so then you can get Christmas gifts for everyone. I'm literally going to buy myself 4. So I have 4 stocked up for myself and then 1 for each sibling. So
go to his website, thedetailprosac.com. Thedetailprosac.com. Appreciate everyone's support of the Deuce and Mo podcast. And if you are interested in advertising with us, like, hey, I want to get my word out about my business. I want to partner with Deuce and Mo. Just go to deuceandmo.com, click on contact, and let's chat. Let's see if there's something we could do that could help your business grow in a big way. Also, we've got new merch. In fact, we're actually wearing some of the new merch right now. You like that? The Shield logo, the Deuce and Mo established 2016 logo. We also have our Deuce and Mo NWO tees, our OG stuff. But yeah, we also have a new logo. We've got crew necks of it. We've got hoodies. We've got long sleeves. We've got shirts. Oh, and how about this for our people who watch us all the time? We got night chat shirts. It's all at deuceandmo.com. Click on merch, and you can get your own Deuce and Mo merch today. Yes.
Happy Saturday, everybody.
Yeah.
Just
it's been fun.
It's just a good day. Even the weather a little bit like on the gloomier side, but I appreciate it. I was like, ooh, we getting there, winter.
Let's get to some people in the comments. Spanish Goddish donates $5. Says, it was my birthday last Wednesday. Girlfriend bought me a cake.
Well, happy birthday last Wednesday.
Well,
Hell yeah.
happy birthday, man. Also, Bad News Sour Grapes donates $2 saying, do Barnes and Holmes even have any trade value now? I don't think the Kings will be making a trade anytime soon. I think you don't see, typically you don't see trades like 15 games into an NBA season, and we're about 8 games in. So I don't anticipate something. So who knows what it looks like then. I think Richaun, his deal's not ridiculous, but he's also performing below expectations right now. So you're not going to be able to like sell high on him if you were to move on from him. As far as Harrison Barnes, he's an expiring deal, and I think there could be some teams interested in him down the stretch. But I still think he can help this team. And I said this early on when he was struggling. His role could evolve as the season goes on. I think you saw tonight, Brown is not going to hesitate to roll with guys that are playing better basketball. And there was a stretch where he wasn't playing well in the first half. They took him out.
I think also there's value to him in his game still. And a lot of people just want to jump to the extreme and be like, well, who can you trade him for? What if his value's so low to you also, not just you necessarily, but anyone who's feeling that way, why do you think that you would get anything more back then? If anything, you've seen the flashes and what he's capable of, and consistent in some seasons. We're not seeing it right now to start off this season, but you've seen it before. There's no reason why he can't find that again with a better roster surrounding him.
Morgan, what's your biggest concern as we're 8 games into the season? Can you pinpoint one thing, maybe if it's player related, team related? What's your biggest concern with the squad right now?
I would say defensively. Okay, I have 2 things. It's defensively, and then it's I don't know how I'd put this in one word, but if anyone went down with an injury that you need out there in Sabonis and Fox, I think these guys that really create your identity, not only on the defensive end, but truly on the offensive end as well. If they go down, what's your identity as a team? And I know we've seen second units step up and find a way to get things going again, but sometimes it's hard to just start a game like that. So I'm curious right now I'm not feeling the confidence from the bench, and I'm hoping we can get back there again.
Yeah, I would say defensively still an issue. I think those are the 2 biggest ones for me.
Yeah.
I think they get hurt a lot by bigger teams. Points in the paint's a big concern.
Totally.
There are certain guys, like Keegan struggling the last few games. I'm not concerned about that. I don't know. I don't get I don't overly freak out by like Davion start, right? Or
Keegan.
No, Keegan. Richaun, I'm a little nervous about just because even last year he wasn't in a good flow.
Okay.
And I think he's struggling in this new role, playing fewer minutes. And we were on Damian and Kenny show D'Lo and KC, and I think they were bringing up the point but he's also been on teams where he's played limited roles. I do think it's different, though, when you reach a point where you play a certain role the last few years and you finally feel like you made it over the hump, so much so that you earned a contract, right, to be the starter. And then his season was disappointing. And then this year, it just doesn't seem like it's been a great fit. How much of that is the Kings' offensive scheme? How much is that Richaun? How much is that Richaun just struggling defensively, like being in the wrong spots, communication? I don't know. I just felt like he was going to be able to have a bigger impact on the team.
I did too.
And
still early.
And I think they should be able to find ways to utilize him effectively because I just can't. I can't ignore how good and efficient he was with Halliburton.
Right. And it's not Halliburton obviously was a great fit for Richaun Holmes.
That guy's playing awesome right now.
And oh my gosh, I know. It is insane watching.
Pacers are 4-5.
Damn. They just lost
You know who they Duarte,
Thank you.
You know they just beat?
Who?
Miami. Yeah, he's been awesome.
But yeah, he's been awesome. And you talk about what he was capable of doing in that pick and roll with Richaun Holmes to make Holmes such a factor. You go, okay, well, why wouldn't you just mirror that? Well, because he now has a different role in this team. And there's other guys that you need to utilize to make them a big factor within the offense. So now he has to find a new role. And that new role isn't just, hey, Richaun, go find your new role in this offense. It's guys like Mike Brown and the rest of the coaching staff doing the right things to teach him and making sure he truly understands what he needs to be doing out there.
I think I'm more surprised that he hasn't been better defensively. I just feel like there's been a lot of breakdowns when he's been in there. And so I don't know if it's just learning a new system. Look, we all like to think everyone learns at the same pace too. Like it takes some guys a little bit to get adjusted.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's definitely a concern because I think he is very important to what they do. And Brown's to the point where he's like, I got to try Metu. And so we'll see what it looks like. But, it's still so early in the season. It's just overall just early. I think based on the Kings schedule, where they're at 3-5, it's not bad at all. Looking ahead real fast, their next game's Monday.
Warriors.
In San Francisco. Kind of weird to go and play 3 games, Charlotte, Miami, Orlando, then fly all the way back to play the Warriors in San Francisco on Monday. It's a Warriors team who has lost 5 in a row.
Now, they've lost 5 in a row. They rested Curry, Thompson, Green in the last...
And Wiggins.
And Wiggins in the last loss against the New Orleans Pelicans. So those guys rested. This team, desperate. We saw what they did to break down this Sacramento Kings squad already once this season. I'm not looking forward to it.
You say that, Morgan, and this is where I my pushback is with the Warriors right now.
What?
The Warriors, I think so many, because we like to say track record with this team, and I'm not saying you need to panic if you're a Warriors fan, but think about how their bench has changed. Last year, they had Gary Payton II, who would start sometimes, come off the bench. They had Otto Porter. They had Nemanja Bjelica.
Juan Toscano-Anderson.
Damian Lee.
Mm-hmm.
I just named 5 key guys that were key rotational pieces who aren't there anymore.
Yeah.
They're gone. And so their bench has been awful. Wiseman has been beyond dreadful. And they're in a situation where they go to the bench. It's a mess. Kuminga played well the other night when those guys were out, which is big for them to get his confidence up, and I think he'll get some rotation time. But Kerr is searching right now. Similar to Brown with his bench, he's searching a bit. There's also talk right now in San Francisco if the Warriors should change their starting lineup. Do they move Clay and bring him off the bench? These are big things going on. And this isn't just like, oh, this team's kind of struggling to make shots. They're bad defensively. And it's, we tend to brush it aside because when the Kings played them, the Kings gave up 89 points in the first half, but the Kings also scored 70 plus points on them in the first half. They've had this multiple times. They just lost to Orlando the other night, gave up 130 points to Orlando.
Yeah.
They're in a bad place right now.
Especially defensively. Yes.
My whole point to this is I think if there's a time you want to play the Warriors, to be honest, it's right now where they're still kind of figuring some things out. They haven't done it yet. Doesn't mean they won't.
I get that, and I'm fine with that perspective. I totally am. I've thought about that even when I was looking at the Kings or the Kings schedule and seeing who they were playing at the beginning of the season. I was like, great, Portland doesn't have it figured out yet. Of course, they find their groove and are like, yeah, no, we're going to start this regular season pretty strong. And the Warriors, they started off still looking pretty good to start this season. Crushed the Kings, But you're seeing a lot of their defensive breakdowns and a lot of their other shit that's going on behind the scenes, maybe coming forward a little bit more than other people were wanting to actually give credit to. What?
Do you guys in the chat, how long have we been on here?
Hour 40.
Hour 40. How do you know that so fast?
I saw that.
Okay. So really an hour 30 of talking. Do you guys want a stat that is going to really be encouraging?
What?
Let's look at NBA defensive ratings. Are you ready?
Okay.
The Golden State Warriors are 25th in defensive rating.
Okay.
Where are the Kings? I'll scroll down. Oh, wait. That doesn't make sense. They're not 30th. They're not 29th, Morgan.
You're really going to do this for everyone?
Wait, so they're not 20. They're not 20. They're not 20. What's going on, Morgan? Am I missing something?
No.
They're not 19th?
Mm-hmm.
Are they 18th?
No, Deuce, they're not.
Are they 17th?
Yes.
The Kings are 17th in defensive rating in the NBA. Can we take a moment? 8 games in, they may be 3-5. 17? We haven't touched the teens since 2006.
Have we really not even touched the teens in the beginning of a season or anything in any way, shape, or form? Like there wasn't like a moment.
17th in defensive rating.
No, like, you know, 17? Like a cute little like fluke moment.
Was there a week where maybe the Kings had a good defensive rating week? No, there's no. The Kings have not been 17th in defensive rating 8 games into a season in a decade at least. I'll even say that maybe there's one time. One time. I would doubt it. Maybe the Malone team before he got fired 11 games in or whatever.
Okay.
Or, no, they were 11-13 when he got fired. So 24 games in. They're 17th in defensive rating. That's insane.
Wow. Deuce will take any win he can get tonight.
Am I crazy? Let's see what the chat says.
You want to know why
Yay,
this is after a crappy defensive effort tonight. That's why I'm like, okay.
Imagine if they had a good defensive effort, Morgan. They might be top 10. Just for more perspective, teams ahead of them, Memphis. How's Brooklyn ahead of them? That's trash.
It is what it is.
Oh, no, guys.
What? Did you have the wrong thing? Was it offensive rating?
Guys, I have an update to make at this moment. I clicked on net rating.
Oh, my God.
But, hear me out for a second. This is for sure.
That was so bad. Wait, you got so excited.
I did.
You didn't even double check your work.
I clicked on the wrong thing.
Yeah, you did.
All right.
Yeah, you did.
Guys. Between us, you live people are great. Hey, it's just us talking.
Just us.
Mistakes happen. We all got excited. It was good. It got excited. It's okay. It's my bad. We're gonna really look at defensive rating now. The Warriors are 28th.
Losers.
28th? Where are the Kings? They must be 30. No. They're not 25.
What?
They're not 25. The Kings are 22nd in defensive rating.
The last time they were there, we don't even know.
22 is still pretty good, though. Right?
Deuce, you were going to tell yourself that even if it was 25.
All right,
like
chat.
you would have.
Can we?
22 is not good.
No one's saying 22 is good. We're putting.
You just said it.
It's for the Kings. Hey, Sean says 22 is still good.
Hey, Bertman said still better than the Warriors.
Not KJ. JK says 22 still okay.
Oh my God. You guys do not make Deuce.
Aldrin
so
says, Deuce, you drunk as hell. I am not. I'm a beer and a half into this.
Oh my God, that was great.
You know what? Can we just admit that at least I acknowledged it? That I immediately was like, hey, my bad, guys.
What else would you have done? Like, I would hope that would have been your way of holding yourself accountable.
You guys we need to pause for a second because I'm seeing some people say 22 is bad. No one's suggesting it's good. I was surprised when I saw 17. That's why I really made it a thing. I said before the season, could the Kings get to like 20th in defensive rating? Because I felt like their offense would be pretty good. And if they got to 20th, that's a pretty good spot to be at. So for the Kings to not be especially great defensively, they have been at the bottom of the NBA in defense.
And hanging at the bottom.
Like 15 years. So for them not to be near the bottom, and you see like Golden State's down there, Indiana, Brooklyn. See, that's what caught me when I saw Brooklyn ahead. I was like, that doesn't make sense. Brooklyn's terrible. Memphis, 24th.
Wow. But not the Kings.
Kings are right next to the Boston Celtics. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
The team with the best defensive rating in the NBA right now, the Milwaukee Bucks.
Makes sense, dude.
The undefeated Milwaukee Bucks.
Jeez.
I don't think they lost tonight, did they?
No, it said 9-0.
Okay, yeah. So that's good. The Kings will also take on the team that's number 2 in defensive rating, the Cavs, coming up after they play the Warriors. That's going to be a tough one when you got Mobley, Allen, Mitchell, Darius Garland. That team is, I like that team a lot.
It's a fun team. So you play a team in the Warriors where their defense, they have an established culture. You never know what you're going to get out of them, right? But we see that their defense is weak. It's worse than the Kings in defensive rating. And then you see a team like the Cavs. What are you going to do against a really good defensive team? Like, that's the type of game that it's not just about Sabonis having his game locked in and then De'Aaron doing what he needs to do. It's guys like Monk and Herter that need to be hitting their shots. It's the second unit in Davion Mitchell that needs to create when shit hits the fan at times, when defense locks the other guys down. Everyone's got to step up. And of course, this goes for every game.
We're jumping ahead to the Cavs.
I know.
I was just mentioning. I didn't want to break that down yet.
I know.
Got the Warriors coming
up.
Okay. Looking at the Warriors at 3-7, the Kings are 3-5. It's weird to say the Warriors are 3-7. With their issues that we've kind of chronicled with the bench, with Clay's kind of been up and down. Are you confident that they're still going to be kind of in the mix as contenders in the West? I mean, we got to remember, these are the defending champs.
I doubted them way too much last year.
Yeah.
And they had their F-ups last year. So I'm not going to doubt them yet. And that goes more to, there's so much good, in my opinion, that is like built from the foundation and the culture and Steve Kerr and how he goes about things. I think the Draymond stuff going on is still weird. And I think that, if anything, is still dragging the team down. That's something they seriously have to consider. And I don't know if I feel like that's so harsh to just jump to, do they trade Draymond Green? I think that's weird to even talk about. But at the same time, if that's your dark cloud and you got to like trim the fat, I don't know.
Yeah,
that might be too.
I think the hope for them was, hey, we'll win a bit and then we can start moving forward. The problem now is you're not winning. Jordan Poole has not been playing well either. And when you start looking at that, that's a concern, right? Like, Poole's not playing well. They're losing.
But
their young guys aren't
early.
playing well. No, it is.
Like, yeah.
But I mean, I understand it's early and there's a lot of changes with them. But the Kings being at 3-5 and it's early, they're not supposed to be really good. The Warriors are supposed to be good. So for them to already have 7 losses is not something you just kind of brush aside.
No, but they did the same thing last year. And that's why, and I know these are 2 different teams, so I'm not acting like that, but it's the same organization. It's the same organization.
They did not start this bad last year. They did not. They had a stretch of bad basketball, but they did not start poorly last year.
Wasn't there a stretch of bad basketball around December anyway?
They had some bad stretches for sure, but they started last season. Their 7th loss of the season, Morgan, did not come last year until December 28th.
Okay, so then maybe that's when they started going more downhill in that December that I remember. But
they were 27-7
in December.
That was their record when they got their 7th loss of the year. When they lost to Denver, they were 27-7. I'm going to give you guys one more number that I've been keeping an eye on: deflections. Where is De'Aaron Fox in deflections? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Make sure you have it right.
He is 14th in deflections in the NBA.
Wasn't he like 5th?
Yeah, there was like 3 games in. But he's still at a good number. He's at 3.4 per game.
Hell yeah. You saw him with the nice, he deflected, it ended up with the steal, had his hand in the passing lane tonight. It's again, he's just being super locked in and active, and I just hope this entire squad can continue to fill in.
Are you okay?
How am I trying to say this?
Are you okay?
I was thinking about like Richaun Holmes and Davion Mitchell, and what I'm trying to say is, if you guys aren't contributing in different places offensively, why don't you contribute in places that just take pure effort, right? And that's get those other deflections if you're Richaun Holmes. Get up and guys if you're Davion Mitchell. Make that perimeter defense just a solid defense when you're in that second unit. And not to say that he's not doing a good job, because he is, but I'm thinking so much that you find your role, your purpose with doing that. And it will help create so much more for yourself, your confidence even on the other end. That's what I was trying to say.
One more encouraging stat for you. The
Yeah.
Kings are 5th in passes made per game at 310. They're also in the top 8 in assists per game.
Hell yeah. Dude, I forget when this came. I want to say it was maybe the fourth quarter. It was 3 guys, and they were just passing the ball, cutting around in the paint, and it was like Monk, Metu, someone else, and I don't know. It was just really nice. No dribbling, all passing. Ball didn't hit the floor, and you just saw a nice little flow of movement from this King squad. And I'm like, can we just continue to play like that?
Yes.
Just great things happen when you just move.
It's so much better to watch, too.
It is. It's yeah, so much better.
Morgan, do you like daylight savings time? You know, some people just want to keep it the same all around the year. We fall back tonight, so we get an extra hour.
I'm a morning person, so it sucks when it's darker, longer in the morning. But I get it. I mean, people have kids and stuff, and they're like, we want them to be able to play outside, for longer to get their energy out. Yeah, like I wouldn't know what to do with kids. Yeah, shove them outside, play in the sunlight for as long as you can. Don't eat the dirt.
I saw that, Burt man. He retracted the message. He says Deuce is balding.
He retracted the message.
I'm not balding, guys. It's great.
Well,
my whole point to bringing that up.
Oh, what?
Is we get an extra hour of sleep. So I'm feeling good about myself right now. For the first time this season, I have a suggestion to make.
What?
I would like to bring back, I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling good after a Kings win. I want to play who he played for.
Okay.
It's pretty simple. Morgan throws out an NBA player. I name all the teams that player has played for. I'm usually about 90%. Is that right? According to sources?
No. Your average is probably like 65, 70.
No, Brett, we do not lose an hour tonight. We fall back. It's technically, yes, it's 7:53. Technically.
I love how people look at this. Yeah, I'm curious. Has anyone ever, if you've been here, what are you doing?
I'm showing my head. There's no bald spot.
What the heck? I thought you were like tweaking. That was so weird. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
So,
let's go, guys.
Who he played for? You're all ready for this? I'm going to pick somebody. Y'all ready for this?
Yeah, what's your theme song for who he played for? I thought you did a theme song for it. How's it go?
I didn't have one, but...
I thought you did.
Really?
Yeah. How's it go?
Who he played for? He played for all the teams. Who he played for? He played for all the teams. Who he played for? Will he figure it out tonight? I don't know if he'll be alright. Dribble down basketball. Who he played for?
Let's go.
Never sang that before.
And with your host, Morgan Reagan.
Thank you, everybody. All right, not sure if we've done this one. What about Jim Jackson?
Wow. That's a good one.
Is it?
Jim Jackson, who did have a spell with the Kings. I love Jim Jackson with the Kings, by the way. He brought it. That team was deep.
All right, let's see. So you said Kings.
Yeah, Dallas. Sacramento.
Okay, good. You're writing them down.
New Jersey. All right, I'm going to start guessing them.
Yeah.
Right? Dallas.
Yes.
He played, of course, with Jamal Mashburn, Jason Kidd. Sacramento.
Ding.
New Jersey.
Ding.
Houston.
Ding.
Thank you. The Los Angeles Lakers.
Ding.
As well as the LA Clippers. He did not play. I wasn't. Okay. How many do I get it again?
You get 3 wrong, up to 3 wrong.
Okay. I've gotten 5 right.
Yeah.
So I've missed 1 at this point.
Correct.
Okay. All right. I mentioned the Dallas Mavericks, Sacramento Kings, New Jersey, Houston, LA. Oh my God, Jamal Mashburn, Jim Jackson. Portland. Ding. He
Ding.
played. Yes, he played.
Oh
on
my
Portland.
God. Okay, don't get angry at the host.
Sorry, I just want the host to be on top of things. I remember he played.
There's
on
a
that
lot
team.
of different teams to look at.
Portland. Dun dun
Dun dun dun dun dun dun dun dun dun. Who he played for?
He did not play. I'm going to tell you right now. He played for no other teams in California. Thank you. We'll keep moving. Am I wrong about that?
Do you want me to answer
No,
that?
I don't. I don't. Oh, Miami.
Ding.
Thank you. God, I'm good. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Jim Jackson teams. Who is next? Okay. He did not play in Orlando. I know that for an absolute fact. The problem now is I think we're going to start dipping into places he was there for like a second. The guy bounced around the NBA.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. This is where it gets hard, Morgan.
This is always where it
This
gets
is
hard.
where it gets hard.
Every time.
Can I say this? He did not play in Boston.
What do you want me to say?
Nothing. You don't have to say anything.
Okay.
Wow. All right. Here, let me ask you this. I'm closing my eyes because that's how I think too. Because I picture the map of the United States in front of me.
Yeah.
Because he didn't play in Toronto. I know that for an absolute fact. Confirm? Can we confirm he did not?
Confirm.
Thank you. Toronto's off the list. Erase. Okay. What are you laughing? How many am I missing?
How many do you have?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams. 7 Jim Jackson teams. He played on Dallas, Sacramento, New Jersey, Houston, Lakers, Portland, Miami. I also guessed the Clippers. He did not play for the Clippers, according to Morgan. Oh, did I? I said Houston. Okay, my bad.
You're missing 5.
Wow, I knew I was missing 5. Oh my God. Okay. He did. I don't think he did. He did not play in Minnesota. This is tough. I need to start making guesses, huh? You're going to start getting mad at me?
Yeah, I mean, at some point,
Yeah.
like
No,
if your
for
map
sure. For sure. I'm
situation isn't working.
I know. Okay, dude. I just don't picture him with other teams. I'm being honest. I think you're lying. He did not play on any other teams. He did? Okay.
You guys, he's talking to himself.
I'm going to throw some out there.
Okay.
Milwaukee.
Hey.
I get one more.
One more.
One more miss. Oh my God. I'm just so mad.
And every time he said he was 90%.
Okay, just for the record, Morgan, you picked a player who has played on one of the players who's played on the most teams in NBA history.
That's the point of this. Who he played for?
Hey, we have played who he played for in like 6 months. Hey, give me something. You give me, hey, can you name the one player who's played on like 75% of the teams in the NBA?
You're welcome for being ready.
I mean, thanks.
Like, that's a good teammate right there.
I get one more guess.
One more.
Philly.
Yes.
Yes, I'm so clutch. I am so clutch. I pictured him in a Philly jersey and it just clicked with me.
Oh, is that how it worked?
Wow. I've got 8 of his teams. I
Yeah,
have 4 to
4.
go and one more miss. I need to know, Morgan. I'm not looking at the chat because I can't look at the chat.
Trust me.
I'm going to ask the chat a question. Do you guys believe in me? Do you believe in me that I can get the next 4 right? Can I get on a heater? And most importantly, are you rooting for me? Let me know what they say, Morgan.
I'll let you know.
I'll continue to think. All right, it's crunch time. He's got 4 to go. He can only miss 1. He has gotten Dallas, Sacramento, New Jersey, Houston, Lakers.
What did you ask again? What was your question you just asked the chat?
Are they rooting for me?
Oh, okay. So far it's been no, I'm not even a little. Nope.
Hey, I get it.
Matt says, I believe.
It's
Chris says, I believe and do sometimes. I root for him always.
it's simple. Like with Steph Curry, when you win so much, or Jordan, like people get annoyed with you winning so much. So I think just naturally they're going to root against me because of how good I am at this. Because I'm going to be honest with you, 90% of these clowns in this chat right now. You use
90% a lot.
90% of these, 93% of these clowns
Hey,
in the
there's
chat,
a lot of people that believe in you.
They could not name four teams Jim Jackson's played on, let alone 8 like me. Clowns. All right. You know what? I'm throwing this out there. I'm not 100% confident, but somehow I am picturing at this moment. Okay. I'm picturing right now. I feel like a psychic right now. I'm picturing right now. I'm seeing black.
Wait, as you picture, I just want to say, I don't believe in Deuce after that 17 defensive rating debacle. Thank you, Hugh.
I was only 5 off. All right. I'm picturing a black jersey. Am I close? Am I close? I'm picturing black jersey. I'm going to say it. I got one. San Antonio. Okay, it's over.
All right, you ready? 5 seasons with Dallas.
Yeah.
2 seasons with Houston.
Yeah. Okay.
2 seasons with Atlanta.
Atlanta. Oh, I'm sick. I didn't even think of the Hawks. Of course, he played on the Hawks.
2 seasons with Phoenix.
Oh my God! I know he played on Phoenix. I picture it now.
1 season with Sacramento.
Okay.
1 season with Miami. 1 season with Portland.
Okay.
1 season with Philly. 1 season with Cleveland. 1 season Golden State. 1 season
Golden State.
New Jersey Nets. And then 1 season Lakers. You okay, bruh? I was gonna say bruh and bud.
I don't know what to say.
It's okay.
It's a tough one. I got 8. I got 8 right, and most of the people in this chat would not get anything close.
Oh my God! Why do you have to put other people down
Because
Morgan, there was a lot of people that were rooting for you, and a lot of people that weren't.
They were not rooting for me at all.
There were a lot of people that were.
No. I'll bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm vulnerable. I put myself out there.
Oh my God.
Joel says he got 9. You didn't get anything. Man, it's impressive how many people are down on me. It's fine. It's fine. We appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. We're going to be back again Monday nights.
Yes.
Kings and Warriors. It's going to be a lot of fun, hopefully.
Yeah.
Do you think the Kings win that game? If you were to make a prediction right here, right now.
You know how I feel about this, but I'm just going to say, I hope so, but I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say it right now. They are.
I think the Warriors are going to be in desperate mode and fresh and what?
They haven't figured it out yet.
Okay, but the Kings have?
Okay. I just here at one point, I'm going to just real fast take you behind the curtain. In our Discord, in the middle of the game, it was at halftime. I'm like, they're going to get back into this game at halftime. I said that when they were down 18 points. And what happened? They got back in the game and won it. All you clowns, Kings,
why do we all
this guy? Yeah. I'm done.
What? You're just putting us all in one little category.
Seriously, though, I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out. Appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure to hit the thumbs up on the way out. Spread the word. Also, give us podcast reviews. It helps us big time. We love you guys so much, but we gots to go.
You all are amazing. Thank you for hanging out with us on a Saturday night. We'll see you Monday night. See ya!
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know. Deuce and Mo.